Directly from the Nothing to See Here folks folder on the Republican Look the Other Way hard drive comes today's breaking story, Tales from the Crypto. Now, last night, Donald Trump's latest GoFundMe effort brought some of the world's biggest and maybe some of the most unscrupulous investors to a dinner with Donald. Well, it was a hush-hush gathering, but one prominent Chinese Trumpafant was celebrating after dinner big time. Now, wait until you see his public heel upkicking. It's our breaking story today about Justin Sun, once kind of an outlaw, now a dinner guest, and the latest token of Trump's affection for profiteering. Naturally, before the event, recently at a White House press conference, Garrett, can you read the skepticism on my brow? Hake raised the questions we all were asking when this stump meme coin wine and dine was announced.
On the president's dinner tonight, will the White House commit to making a list of the attendees public so people can see who's paying for that kind of access to the president?
Well, as you know, Gareth, this question has been raised with the president. I have also addressed the dinner tonight. The president is attending it in his personal time. It is not a White House dinner. It's not taking place here at the White House. But certainly I can raise that question and try to get you an answer for it.
Okay.
Quick sidebar. I just dawned on me. Hang around to the end. I want to share an epiphany I just had about Caroline Leavitt, who she hauntingly reminds me of. Somebody she may in fact be imitating. I promise it'll be worth it. Stick around. On to today's breaking story. It's about fugitive from justice, Justin Sun, a man who before Trump would not set foot in the U.S. for fear of arrest. But here he is, and his very public celebration after Trump's clandestine Strump meme coin dinner. Well, it's shocking, it's brazen, it's kind of arrogant. Gee, one must wonder who this guy is and where did he get his inspiration from?
Meet the crypto billionaire who helped the Trumps make $400 million. Chinese blockchain entrepreneur Justin Sun's admiration of Donald Trump began in middle school, while he was living in Huizhou, a city of 6 million in China's Guangdong province, just north of Hong Kong. Sun's teacher encouraged his class to watch American television to learn vernacular English, so Sun tapped peer-to-peer file sharer BitTorrent, a service that years later he would own, and began downloading reruns of The Apprentice. The precocious Sun says he was captivated by the American tycoon's lessons in cutthroat competition, showmanship, and of course, ego. Anathema in a society steeped in the principles of Confucianism and Chinese socialism. So it felt like fate, perhaps now a four-letter word for opportunism, that Sun heard late last year that the Trump family's crypto venture, World Liberty Financial, or WLF, was faltering, despite the fact that the patriarch, listed as the company's chief crypto advocate, had just been elected president of the United States. Donald Trump, more than 3 decades ago, had pivoted his empire toward using other people's money rather than risking his own. But the 34-year-old Sun couldn't miss the potential dividends sitting in front of him. Since March 2023, Sun has been facing a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuit alleging fraudulent market manipulation and selling unregistered securities. Now he had come across a way to single-handedly enrich the person about to lead the executive branch of the U.S. government, the SEC included. In late November, just 3 weeks after Trump's election, Sun plunked down the $30 million ostensibly needed to cover operating expenses. That $30 million ignited a buying frenzy that primarily benefits the Trump family. As if Sun's actions weren't helpful enough, a few weeks later he invested another $45 million into World Liberty Financial, 75% of which went directly into Trump's pocket, per a disclosed stipulation that the Trump family takes 3/4 of everything raised above the initial $30 million. Then, when the president launched his meme coin, $Trump, in January, Sun invested a few million more. All told, Sun's actions yielded a small return for him on paper. Even worse, his entire position in WLF was locked up indefinitely, while generating an estimated $400 million windfall for the Trumps. Taking note, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy on the floor of the Senate in early March said that, quote, "This is essentially Trump posting his Venmo for anyone to secretly wire him as much money as they want." Sun's tributes seemingly paid off. Almost immediately, he was named an advisor to World Liberty. Then in early 2025, after Trump took office, the SEC dropped virtually all of its lawsuits and investigations against alleged crypto violators, including exchanges Coinbase, Kraken, and Robinhood. It would also, quote, pause its lawsuit against Sun and his firms. Moving fast and copying things has made Sun extraordinarily rich, extremely fast. Like his childhood idol Trump, he apparently covets what Forbes says about his net worth and tells us his number exceeds $40 billion. But with the SEC giving him a reprieve, that number is poised to surge.
Yeah, surge indeed. Well, here we go. It's our featured story from the South China Morning Post earlier today. After Trump crypto dinner, Justin Sun celebrates strong signal to the industry. The Tron founder, with the largest holding of the Strump meme coin, tells the Post that he sees recent U.S. crypto moves affecting China. Hours after U.S. President Donald Trump hosted a dinner with holders of his cryptocurrency token Strump, the White House has not released a complete list of attendees, which reportedly included major industry players from overseas. But Justin Sun, the top holder of Strump and founder of the blockchain company Tron, has not been shy about his participation. The gala dinner we had today, I think, sends a very strong signal, Sun told the South China Morning Post in a video interview after the dinner. I think it's really going to change a lot of people's opinions about crypto policymaking. It will have a global impact. Trump held the dinner on Thursday night at the Trump National Golf Club in Washington with the biggest holders of his so-called meme coin, which he launched in January, 3 days before his inauguration for a second presidential term. The top 220 holders of Strump were eligible to join the dinner, but the full guest list has not been released, with the White House calling it a private event. The dinner has been criticized as a means for people to pay for influence and with access to the U.S. president. Sun's, oh my goodness, Strump tokens brought in different batches in recent months are currently worth roughly $19.8 million, according to CoinGecko data. The token's value plummeted about 15% within hours of the dinner's conclusion. Sun said he did not have the opportunity to speak directly with the president, but he was excited to be a front-row witness to the historic moment. The crypto entrepreneur, who made global headlines last year when he publicly ate a banana that was part of the artwork Comedian he bought for $6.2 million, was quick to invest in Trump after his election in November. He first invested $3 million in Trump's decentralized finance crypto firm, World Liberty Financial, later raising it to $75 million. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Committee subsequently paused its lawsuit over claims of market manipulation related to Tron's TRX token. The crypto wallet address associated with Sun on the Trump meme coin leaderboard shows he began buying the tokens on January 19th and made its last purchase worth, around $845,000 at midnight after the dinner, according to data from blockchain analysis platform Arkham Intelligence. Even while pouring money into the U.S. president's businesses and expressing enthusiasm about a more friendly regulatory environment for crypto in the country, Sun said he expected moves in the U.S. to also affect policy in China. The U.S. Senate passed the Genius Act on Thursday, which deals with the regulation of cryptocurrencies. The bill now goes to the House of Representatives before it can be signed into law by the president. Hong Kong's stablecoin bill requires issuers of these tokens in the city and issuers of Hong Kong dollar-backed stablecoins globally to be licensed by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Sun even sees an opportunity for yuan-backed stablecoins in the city. In the future, it couldn't be ruled out that Hong Kong could develop a stablecoin based on offshore yuan, he said. Regarding criticism over the idea of people buying influence in the Trump administration, Sun said he could not speak for the U.S. government concerning these perceptions. However, he suggested that bringing people across the industry together could help drive innovation. I think the real result is very simple. We see more and more innovators, developers, and entrepreneurs move to the United States because of the Trump administration's policies, he said. If you're going to do something pretty quickly and decisively, it's going to drive controversy. But at the same time, it's going to deliver results. So, until last night, as an invited guest of DJT, Sun was so afraid to enter your country that he missed the chance to fly on Jeff Bezos' blue-orange rocket, despite spending $28 million for the opportunity. While we know that Trump clearly inspired Sun. But as promised, at the top of this report, I think I've finally figured out who Caroline Levitt is imitating or who she's been inspired by. Just please make this go viral because it's just so great. I think it's to die for.
I believe that in our fast-moving computer age, it is the medium of television that joins together the global community. And it is the television journalist who serves as messenger, bringing the world into our homes and our homes into the world. It has always been my dream to become such a messenger.